we've tried to do is to make it as visceral, as immediate, and as identifiable as possible. And I wanted it to be a kind of film I like to see, with twists and turns and interesting characters and surprises, and all hung on something that was fairly unique that hadn't been seen before.
To be honest with you, I haven't read a script that was this interesting or complicated or fresh and new in a really long time.
I mean, it's just a really interesting, original story.
What makes it unique, it's because you kind of fall back on the idea that it's a psychological thriller, but it really isn't a psychological thriller. It is, you know, a character study. It's about love and broken hearts. Joby is a very impressive writer and first-time director, and it's just like we have read 2 scripts by the time we developed this one with him. And if you read these scripts, they're incredibly visual, and you just feel like they come from the mind of a director.
Well, I started off at film school in LA, at UCLA, and did the whole film school thing, and started writing in film school, and that had always been the plan, to get out there and direct. But what happened very quickly is I realized that it's easier said than done to just go out there and direct a film. You've got to have some sort of path, you've got to have it planned out. And I decided that writing was going to be the best way in. So I graduated, committed myself to writing, wrote a good 2, 3, 4 scripts until I felt like I'd gotten an understanding of the medium. And then just started writing professionally as a screenwriter, making a living that way, always with an eye to writing that script that I could sort of take and have be the one that I would say, if you want this, you've got to take me with it, you know, as a director. And I worked very hard on getting Awake into shape.
I need you to be ready. I need you to be prepared. You get your house in order just in case. Tell your mother, marry the girl and live your life. You might not have much of it left.
Where did Awake come from? I had a kidney stone, which was just about the most painful experience I could possibly conceive of, which is supposed to be like giving birth for a man, and I was in unimaginable pain for about sort of 6 hours, to the point where I got very bored of being in pain, and my mind had to wander. I went back to when I was a kid. I thought about my parents and my wife, and the things that I cared about. And in the middle of that, right in the middle of that, a little sort of an idea, and a light bulb went off. And I'd known about anesthetic awareness, and sort of the two just came together right at the right time.
Come on, open your eyes. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't fucking hurt. Come on, Clay, focus. Get the fuck out of this fucking room and think about something else.
I think they have an interesting concept. They've taken this idea of anesthetic awareness and that is a real phenomenon that does happen, and kind of taking it to the nth degree. And so taking something that is in fact a phenomenon that's known to happen, and kind of amplified it beyond which we usually see it.
That's it. Just focus on her. Just focus on her. Just forget about the pain.
Great, take it. It happens in many different ways, for many different reasons. The film is the worst case scenario. I mean, it's, you know, there's no worse case than what the Hayden character goes through in the movie. However, it can also just be a distant memory of voices in the operating room.
One good way to go about it is talk about the numbers. There's probably, in cardiac surgical anesthesia, there's probably about a 0.5% incidence of patients having some degree of awareness. That's 5 patients out of 1,000. Of those 5, about half describe it as an unpleasant sensation or have an unpleasant recollection. And about half of those, so 1 or 2, actually has some sensation of pain. So I think one of the take-home messages is, despite the film, it's very uncommon, and it's really, in the majority of those few cases that happens, it's not a life-altering or really unpleasant experience.
I've talked to about 50 nurses and about 4 surgeons and a ton of doctors, and anybody I've ever met who has any sort of medical background, anybody who even sort of met a doctor, I'll talk to about it. The research was pretty extensive.
Joby was really trying to get his hands around every little detail of a cardiac surgical operation, so we tried to go through step by step so that he could create in his mind and then translate that to the actors' minds exactly what would be going on. And one step in doing that was having a variety of the actors come and watch real live cardiac surgery at Columbia.
Myself and a lot of the actors went into surgery. We donned scrubs and face masks and actually got to be in the room, present as surgery was being performed, and see a heart 2-3 feet in front of us beating.
It's a strange thing that they allow us to do, to be able to climb into those worlds and watch life. Literally watch someone who's truly holding life, and then to come and shoot it, that's another blessing and a half.
To see an actual heart beating in a surgery and then to see the hearts beating in the movie, and to think that both, that we've communicated that in any way, which I think we have to a certain degree. That was very satisfying, very difficult to do, but at the end of the day, I think we succeeded doing it.
Hey, stay with my voice, pal. We have a massive heart attack, possible MI.
Yeah. Come on, Jack, get me back to Sam.
The story has nothing to do with my life. I don't want to suggest that it's autobiographical, but it has a lot to do with things that are important to me. It's a lot I wrote it after my father had died. It has a lot to do with how I feel about my family, how I feel about my mother who took care of me when I was a kid. It's sort of a Valentine to motherhood, fundamentally, the movie, and it was important to me to do something that felt truthful and sweet and wasn't. There's a lot of father-son stories, there's not a lot of mother-son stories, so I want to do something like that.
Look at me. This isn't about her. I'm not risking your life on some second-rate doctor.
He's my friend, Mother. I trust him. I really wish you'd start trusting me.
I'm sorry, darling. The answer is no.
I wasn't asking for your permission.
It was important to me that all the characters in the movie and all the relationships in the movie seem one way at the beginning and have a deeper meaning at the end. And the audience, when they first meet Clay and his mother, Clay has secrets from his mother. His mother's quite domineering. They play into archetypes. And you allow the audience to judge them so that when the truth is revealed beneath those archetypes, and you actually see that there's actually more to these people than you originally thought, that it complements the narrative turns and twists in sort of a fun way.
Why didn't you just say something?
There was no time. You were dying, you needed a heart. I had no choice.
For Hayden's character, it just means that the course of the story for him is one of sort of growing up. I mean, this is his moment going through this experience and making the choices he does in the first act. He finally becomes a man, and he learns that you, more than relying on the love of your family and the love of your romantic love or even familial love or platonic love from his best friend, that none of those are important as important as the choices he has to make to love himself, whatever that means. But he has to take those steps, stand up for himself, and at the end of the movie, he will be reborn into having his own life. After the lights have gone up and the movie has ended, that his life has just begun. And that seemed like a really, really sort of fun territory to set a thriller in those sorts of characters.
Hey.
Physically was challenging, but mentally it was just trying to exist in this space where I'm kind of in this perpetual fall, like I've just jumped off a building, and I'm in this perpetual fall where I'm trying to figure out why I jumped in the first place and how the heck I'm going to break my fall. And I do this in an environment where I can't interact with anybody else, and I'm trying to go and figure things out. Meanwhile, everyone is oblivious to my presence, and so trying to feel connected in a scene like that is challenging.
Hey Joby. Mm-hmm. So should I just be lying here?
Yeah.
Keep your eyes closed.
With feeling.
Joby is on set. All right, taping the eyes.
Have you been holding that joke for like a week? With Jessica, I'd met very early on in the process, and she's extremely interested in spreading her wings and exploring different characters and not limiting herself in any way to how she's cast, and love the opportunity to do a character that has different layers, different levels obviously within the film, and she gets to play almost to type and then, twist it.
Sorry, baby.
He really loved you, Sam.
He didn't even know me, Jack. We never even met. It's just nice to be able to play a real character where I can have real choices and do stuff that's complicated, where I'm not being told I have to smile, you know, twice in the scene because people want the leading lady to smile, you know, and they don't care about performance. Joby cares about performance, and so I think the biggest challenge is just to be true to that.
The very smart thing that I did in making the film was surrounding myself with smarter people. I was very clever, I think, about putting really smart people around me, so it kind of makes my job easier. They do their thing, and I just sort of sit there and nod a lot and agree and smile and act like I know exactly what they're talking about, but I've really got amazing people around me.
Everyone believes in Joby, including Russell, the DP, who is an Oscar-nominated DP and has worked with Jim Cameron for many years on huge movies. And I think just seeing the support from a lot of people in high positions to be part of this movie is just infectious. I mean, I was gung-ho 2 years ago when I read the script, and I'm happy to be here now.
First-time directors are so very close to that fire, to that passion. It hasn't been cooled by diplomacy yet. It's still very raw, and it trips itself, and it catches everything around it on fire. And I think that's the future of film. We need more first-time writers and directors in order to have some success, and to hope that we can continue to entertain the next generation of people.
No!
Oh, good. We hope people are doing that in the theater.
More than anything, I take away the experience as much as I do the actual finished film. Getting to work with these people on my first time out and learn from them and listen to them, it was like a second film school. And that stuff was, you can't buy that. I'll definitely take that from it. And then, more than anything, you know, we got to make the movie. The audiences responded to the movie. It's the first time we were in a test, and I got to sit around 400 people, and we tested the movie 3 or 4 times. And you get to see audiences responding and doing this thing, clutching each other and laughing at the right moments and getting emotional at the right moments. It's a tremendous feeling. It's a feeling that I'm very pleased that we worked really hard to get it made. Very pleased that we ended up getting what we wanted from it.
He is awake.
Joby!
It's a